Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I'm just going to cut straight to the point right here. This is a pretty serious show, and I want to get what's on my chest off my chest immediately. As you guys know, the NBA released the information via Adrian Wojnarowski that Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely. What that means, what that actually means, no one knows as of now. But what we do know, he's not going to be in any action anytime soon, and it's 100% Draymond Green's fault. It is nobody else's fault but Draymond Green's fault. I think it's important that we state that from the onset. It is his fault. Because there are other players in the NBA that also have tempers. They also have tempers. They get annoyed and they don't behave the way Draymond Green does. So it's Draymond Green's fault. Draymond is not playing under a set of circumstances that are different from the other 450 players playing in the NBA, 444, whatever you want to call it, players playing in the NBA. They're all playing under the same circumstance, same court, same team. You understand what I'm saying. Right? But Draymond seems to operate by his own set of rules. So the NBA decided to suspend him. Now, yesterday, Jay Williams of ESPN went on ESPN First Take and confronted Stephen A. Smith by saying people in the past, including him, have been the ones that have always found ways to defend Draymond Green. And oh, by the way, last time when Draymond Green, threw a chokehold on an NBA player on live TV, Stephen A. Smith was amongst the people talking about, you should get 3 to 5. That was your man. That was your man, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. So these people have been amongst the Draymond Green apologists. They always want to look at it from a nuanced standpoint. They try to intellectualize nonsense, the nonsense and the BS antics that Draymond Green does periodically, right? So what happened? This morning they were discussing this issue. They had the panel there, Michael Greenberg, they had Stephen A. Smith there, Michael Wilbon, and they were discussing this, and they were having a back and forth. Initially, when Michael Wilbon spoke, he took a strong position. Then Stephen A. Smith decided to have a rebuttal. During his rebuttal, he tried to push back on some of the strong positions that Michael Wilbon had towards Draymond Green. And then Michael Wilbon finally got fed up with him. He's like, no, I disagree with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop making excuses for this guy. So for those of you who did not hear that exchange, I want to quickly play it for you now, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to this exchange here.
Well, let me say this. Let me push back, and I appreciate the Godfather himself, Mike Wilbon, who we all revere, waking me up in the morning. It's rare. Usually I'm up, but damn it, I'm tired. I'm on the West
Only
Coast,
for you
Mike
two.
Wilbon.
Only for you.
You know it. But let me wake up and say this. Listen, Mike Wilbon is absolutely right with every single word that he utters, and I get that. And it doesn't need to be 7 games. That would be gutless. It needs to be more than that. There is no doubt about that. But where I'm going to push back respectfully and to just alter the conversation to some degree. We've shown an elevated level of understanding for a lot of people in throughout professional sports over the years. There is clearly something going on with Draymond Green that doesn't have anything to do with basketball, and he seems incapable of leaving it off the court and bringing it on the court, okay? That is a problem. Now, that's for his to handle. That's his business to articulate to the masses, all of that other stuff. But this isn't just about basketball. This runs far deeper than that. And so when I hear players talking about, yeah, he's got problems. Yeah, he's got problems. And they know what some of those problems entail, to just flippantly sit up there and say, he needs some help. I'm like, damn, y'all could do better than that. There's nobody absolving Draymond Green. He can't be absolved. He can't be protected on this. He can't be absolved from what has transpired. There's too many transgressions that have taken place, no doubt. But I'm not going to act like what we've been seeing over the last 9 months or what we've been seeing over the last year is what we've been seeing for 8 years. I'm not going to go that far, okay? I'm not going to look at an incident where he gets ejected in the finals because him and LeBron gets in a tussle and make that tantamount to what happened with Jordan Poole, and make that tantamount to what happened with Sabonis, and make that tantamount to what just happened, obviously with Rudy Gobert, and now this. No, what's transpired since Jordan Poole, there's an elevated level of angst and problems that are going on in the life of Draymond Green that far exceed what happened years ago. And so to me, when we're talking about him and we're saying, okay, he's been suspended more than anybody outside or than Rasheed Wallace and all of this other stuff, I get where everybody's coming from. But we need to understand that since the Jordan Poole incident, right around that time, what has been transpiring with Draymond Green is far more excessive than what we've seen before. Let's not act like this is what's been going on for 10 or 12 years. That's all I'm
Stephen
saying.
A., I'm not going to parse every Draymond Green thing, and I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't. I'm not going to say I don't care because I've just talked about how I've gotten to know and like him. I care if there's something going on in his life. There's something going on in the lives of a whole lot of people you can't bring to your workplace.
But I'm nobody's
Period.
resolving that.
So you heard what Michael Wilbon had to say to Stephen A. Smith. I like the fact that he said, what do you mean that Draymond Green is going through stuff? Everybody is going through something. Thank you, Michael Wilbon, for saying what needed to be said. Help me figure it out. Is Draymond Green the only person walking around on planet Earth? Help me figure, is he the only one? Is he the only one that gets frustrated? Is he the only one that gets bad news? I don't think he is. I think everybody from time to time goes through these things. The difference is between an adult and someone that can behave themselves in a civilized society is you can curtail your emotions and you don't just go off and get unhinged and start smacking people and kicking people in their private regions. That's the fundamental difference between Draymond Green and everybody else. So I don't understand why Stephen A. Smith is making an excuse for number one. Number two. Why is Stephen A. Smith defending this? I don't understand it. Stephen A. Smith seems to feel more sympathy for the assailant than the victim. This is the part that gets me. Where was all of this nuance for Rudy Gobert and his neck? What if something more severe happened? You're talking about we need to understand. Why won't you just... You see, Stephen A. Smith and others are amongst the people that have coddled... The fact of the matter is this, and we got to say it. These guys are being coddled. These are grown babies that are being coddled. Nobody wants to say what it really is. And the irony is, when it comes to people in our own lives, we can seem to be able to pierce through the veil and call it like it is. Whenever it's our brothers, our cousins, our moms, our dad, or we can keep it real then. But when it comes to athletes, all of a sudden we got to be tippy-toeing and dancing all over the place. Why? Enough is enough with these excuses. Oh, well, you got to understand he's going through things and personal things. You know what gets me? This has been the same story for Draymond Green for years now. This has been the same story with him. And I just do not understand it. Why are we making all of these excuses for a dirty basketball player? Draymond Green is a dirty basketball player. He does things that nobody else in the NBA does. No one. You mean to tell me nobody thought, yo, is something wrong with this dude? Nobody else thought that. Have you ever seen a video when Draymond Green gets ejected? Did you see the game? I think it was between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors, and I think Draymond Green was ejected in the playoff. Go back and look at that game, and look how Draymond Green was behaving on the court after he got it. Is that the behavior of a normal person? You did not notice that. Oh, we're going to call that passion. And people have been seeing this for years, and they've been making one excuse after the... What's the thing that Draymond Green has to do for you people to take it seriously? He just recently choked somebody out. Choked him out. His neck region. That wasn't enough. Give him 2 to 5 games. It's no big deal. Now he just smacked somebody across the face. What if he hit him in a... So what's the thing that you need to see Draymond Green do on the court for you to say, okay, I've seen enough? What's the thing he has to do? Break somebody's leg? What's the thing he has to do? Break somebody's arm? Well, I'm trying to figure out where does it reach the point where you say, okay, enough is enough? Or is that what we're waiting for? Why weren't you talking about, oh, he needs help, he needs all of this? Why weren't you talking about that? But in the part that gets me is that he may be going through personal stuff in his life. Stop with that, you know what? That is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's just not. Because you cannot use that as an excuse when everybody else can use that same excuse. You can't use it. You cannot use it. Number one. Number two, Draymond, if you listen to him in the postgame, he didn't mention anything about personal issues. He said, usually when I do things, I don't apologize for them. But in this, what do he say? Usually I mean to do things and I don't apologize. And in this case, I mean to do it. So I'm going to, what are you talking about? He doesn't even seem remorseful. He doesn't. If they suspended Draymond Green for the rest of the season, I wouldn't care. I would not care. That is ridiculous behavior. And then the part that gets me is when he does these stuff, he then acts like he doesn't know what's going on. Draymond is fully aware of what he's doing. He just snapped. He smacks that dude in the face and he jumps up. Sabonis was sitting on the floor, stomps on his chest and jumps up. I don't know what I'm doing. Kick somebody in their balls. He does that a lot. I don't know what I'm doing. Until somebody socks Draymond Green in the mouth, then he gonna know what's going on. Nah, man, I'm not a fan of Draymond Green, and I'm sick of people making excuses, and it's not a joke. Seeing somebody get choked out on live TV is not a joke. If a police officer had done that, nobody would be laughing. That's what I can't stand about you, dude. Y'all be picking and choosing when you want to get angry. If it was a police officer that ran on the court and did that to Draymond Green, y'all would be pissed as hell. Do you know why you'd be pissed as hell? You would say because he has no right to do that. Why is he interrupting the proceedings? He's a police officer. He shouldn't be able to do that. But another player should be able to choke somebody in the court, and we're going to laugh about it. I'm out.